Friends, St. Michael's, by now you've heard a few times that we have particular work to do during an interim period, that wilderness time between settled rectors. At St. Michael's, that wilderness time has been long, and it is not over yet. But we have eased into a rhythm in our life. Like any parish, we're working on a number of areas simultaneously. On Sunday mornings, we worship, some of us in the church and some of us online by means of our weekly video. Later on Sunday morning, some gather on Zoom for a coffee hour, during which we engage in conversation pertinent to our interim work. On Wednesdays, some gather again on Zoom to study the Gospel of Matthew through the lens of literary appreciation. Every Thursday, we send out a weekly newsletter, electronically and by snail mail. On Fridays, we pick up donations from Panera Bread and deliver them the next day to the Carriage House Apartments in Petersburg. One Tuesday a month, we provide lunch at the Hope Center in Petersburg, and we are once again able to collect your donations of non-perishable food to give to the Colonial Heights Food Pantry. We continue to support several other ministries by making regular financial contributions to them as well. We're also looking at some new things, a lending program for mobility assistance devices, and an exploration of community needs to better help us imagine how we might partner with others to engage in new outreach opportunities. In the area of communications, we have a new website equipped with an online giving option and are making an investment in new audiovisual equipment that will help us produce more professional content and increase our ability to reach more people online. And we're working towards slimming down our level of clutter so that we can use our space for ministry instead of storage. So we are in the wilderness, but we are moving. We're not just camped out, waiting for someone to save us. To be sure, we are compelled to do things differently in this time of continuing health crisis. Nobody particularly likes this, but again, if the option is for us to camp out and wait or to keep moving, well, we've chosen to keep moving. And if there is one theme throughout the Bible that we ought to remember during this time, it's this: God brings new things out of old ones. So even if the path ahead is not crystal clear, we believe we are continuing forward in faith and that God is leading us to a new place. Change is hard, of course, and change at church seems to be harder than anywhere else. But continuing to do all the same things the same way is not the way of new life. In order to do some new things, we have to let go of some old ones. Our conversations at vestry meetings and Zoom coffee hour confirm that we have a rich history. We have wonderful memories of ministry, relationships, events that we cherish. But those same conversations admit that many of our ministries and relationships and events have had to fall away due to waning resources, numbers of people, financial resources, energy that comes with an aging population. So we have changed, and whether we wanted to or not, we've had to adjust to new realities. After spending a number of weeks exploring our heritage, our history and traditions, we're branching out to explore our connections, appreciating the old ones and looking for new ones, as well as thinking about mission, past, present, and future. We're wondering about our core values, about who we are in our community, about what our community thinks we are here for. We're thinking about the leadership we need to carry us forward into a new day. Most of these conversations are happening at Zoom coffee hour, so we want you all to participate too in the conversations and exercises that are designed to help us answer these questions about ourselves. This is the work of the parish during this wilderness time, to determine who we are now, to find and cultivate leadership within, to identify our assets with an eye toward using them to minister to our neighbors. Throughout all this, God has been present. God is present. God will be present. In our history, in our good times and our losses, in our troubling times, God has been there. God is present as we come to terms with our past, as we readjust to see clearly our present. And as we prepare for our future, God will be there too, loving us as God always does, with overflowing compassion and generosity. In response to God's presence among us, God's generous love and compassion, we give grateful thanks. And once a year, we give thanks specifically by making a financial pledge for the coming year. Our congregation has practiced generosity for a long time, and that generosity has not let up during this pandemic. We are so grateful. Thank you. Pledging is a kind of old-fashioned idea these days, but it is through your pledges that we're able to determine the scope of our work for the year to come. So we sent out a letter and a pledge form to each of our households, and there's a link to the form on our website as well, and ask that you prayerfully consider making a pledge for 2021 and returning the form to us by November the 8th. This will help us get ready for our annual meeting at the beginning of December. While I'm away from St. Michael's this week, I will be praying for you daily, as a parish and as an individual members. I look forward to being with you next Sunday when we will celebrate our paternal feast day with St. Michael and all the angels. God bless you and keep you, now and forever. Grace and peace.